What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and today I'll be doing What If Vegeta Regrew His Tail? A fun idea I thought of that could put the prince at the top of the pecking order. With introductions out the way, let's jump right in. As we know, in canon, tails do not grow back if you surpass a great ape's power. Not only is that a vague statement, but on top of it, there's only an 8% chance it will when the Saiyan is in danger. If we take this statement literally, it has to be before his power level surpasses 180,000. So during the Namek saga, but before his fight with Frieza. With that information, let's find the perfect time for our story to start. I think we can all agree Vegeta was in a tight situation against the Ginyu Force. Regrew alone had more than double his power. Gohan and Krillin had just been beaten and Vegeta was the last one standing. All hope seems lost until he felt a familiar sensation behind him. His tail had grown back and it couldn't have been at a better time. He charges up a power ball, but Goku arrives before he could throw it, defeating two members of the Force without breaking a sweat, making the prince look like a fool. It didn't help he offered him pity with the Senzu Bean. Though, after this point, not much would change. The Zenkai provided would make him strong enough to beat both Jace and Ginyu Goku with ease. Feeling accomplished, he takes a nap before making his wish, only to be woken up by the dragon already summoned. He rushes over, but it's too late, and the only thing there is a pissed off Frieza who couldn't become immortal. But Vegeta isn't scared. He knows Frieza could transform, but he can as well. He tells the tyrant to get ready as he throws the power ball in the sky, yelling burst open and mix. His power level is shooting up to over 5 million. Vegeta gets in his face, asking the tyrant if he's scared of the Saiyan race, but Frieza laughs, asking why would he be scared of an overgrown monkey before transforming into his final form. Vegeta tries catching him, but he's too quick. Instead, Frieza is the one who grabs him by the tail, swinging him around with ease despite his size. When he gets back up, Vegeta readies a mouth beam, only for Frieza to uppercut him so hard he falls flat on his back. The tyrant mockingly walks over the prince, saying once again why he should be scared of an oversized monkey. Thankfully, before the situation could get worse, Piccolo shows up to buy the team some time alongside Gohan. Vegeta disperses the power ball himself so he can revert to his base, making things easier for Krillin to shoot him through the chest and Dende to heal him. Looking over at Piccolo and Gohan being beaten with ease, the two agreed to Vegeta's plan. This Zenkai is massive, and Vegeta is ready to get back in the fight, but when Frieza sees him standing back up, the first thing he does is break Vegeta's wrists before he can use the power ball. The others try helping him, but are swatted away by Frieza's tail. Vegeta himself tries fighting back, but Frieza toys with him, beating him down until he can't get up anymore. And when he's done, he kills him. Thankfully, before Frieza could kill anyone else, Goku saves them and everything snaps back into canon, with the exception of Goku not being as in touch with his Saiyan heritage. Vegeta would get revived and see the power of a Super Saiyan, realizing it far surpasses the Great Ape form. He would focus on unlocking and learning the form during his training for the androids. Though we all know how that goes, but our story begins to change after this point drastically. When Trunks and Vegeta enter the time chamber to train, they begin experimenting on the different paths Super Saiyan can take. Grade 2, grade 3, etc. But Vegeta wants to test something else out. He throws the power ball in the air and transforms into a grade 8. It's been a while, but he still has control. That is, until he tries stacking Super Saiyan on top of it. The multiplier is too much for him to handle, and he loses control of himself and begins rampaging in the room of spirit and time. Trunks notices this massive spike in power and checks to see what's going on, only to find himself being attacked by his own father. He tries going for the tail, but as you know, the Great Ape does not lose speed when transformed, so he grabs Trunks and begins squeezing the life out of him, his bones slowly cracking. But Trunks refuses to die. Not like this. He lets out all of his ki in a burst of energy, freeing himself from Vegeta's grasp. When he tries using the Destructo disc, he finds he's completely drained and is unable to do so. So he musters the last of his ki for a solar flare and escapes, hiding away until the power ball disperses, and he passes out once it does, due to exhaustion and stress. When Vegeta comes to, he doesn't realize what happened, but he figures out he lost control. Something he's disgusted happened to a Saiyan elite, which is one of the many reasons he never liked using the Grade Ape transformation. He'll have to get a hang of it eventually, but for now he'll focus on Grade 2. Trunks eventually recovers and tells him what happened, confirming his theory, but that wasn't enough for them to train together, and they still do so separately. When they leave, Trunks will be slightly stronger due to a Zenkai from his near-death battle with the Golden Great Ape, but this wouldn't be enough to stop Perfect Cell, so the Cell games begin with Goku vs Cell and eventually Super Saiyan 2 Gohan vs Cell. Goku sacrifices his life to save the Earth from Gohan's mistake, only for Cell to survive the explosion stronger than ever. And the first person the revived monster kills is none other than Trunks. This sends Vegeta in a blind rage. Without hesitation, he throws the Power Ball and becomes a Golden Great Ape. And as if he was still in control, he bomb rushes Cell with blinding speed, slamming him into the ground and beating him non-stop. Cell manages to escape and charges a Destructo disc at Vegeta's tail, but Gohan steps in to stop him. Thinking he has no other choice but to blow up the Earth, he fires a Kamehameha only to be countered by Vegeta's mouth beam that engulfs him with no struggle whatsoever. When the smoke clears, Cell is gone for good, but the threat isn't over. Everyone is on edge of Vegeta, waiting for him to go berserk, but he doesn't. The Gold Ape simply looks over Trunks' lifeless body before reverting back to normal. All he says is to take Trunks back to the lookout before flying off on his own. Trunks is wished back thanks to the Dragon Balls and returns to his time to defeat the androids and Cell. But even though both timelines are at peace, this does not mean Vegeta has stopped training. 7 years straight, he honed his skills, and it wasn't for nothing. Goku announces he's returning for the day to participate in the World Martial Arts Tournament, but unfortunately, this is interrupted by Babidi's plans. Vegeta is not about to let that happen and goes along with the other Z fighters so Goku doesn't use this as an excuse to back out on their long-awaited rematch. Babidi's minions are easily taken care of with the exception of Deborah, who escapes to tell Babidi that Vegeta has evil in his heart. When the wizard tries to take control, telling him exactly what he wants to hear, Vegeta overpowers the wizard by turning into a Golden Great Ape and then speaks, "I'm not weak enough to let myself be controlled," which shocks everyone that he's able to control such a powerful form. He smiles at Goku, who tells him he was saving this for the tournament. Goku, not one to back down, tells him he can't wait, and the group continues to Babidi, defeating him and Deborah without a problem. Buu's revival has been stopped, and the Z Fighters head back to the tournament on a job well done. But by the time they get there, it's over. But Goku is too excited not to fight Vegeta, and the same goes for the Prince. So they head to the place of their first battle. With no one around, they begin their brawl. It starts off slow, base versus base, Super Saiyan versus Super Saiyan, and then Super Saiyan 2 versus Super Saiyan 2. Goku having the upper hand throughout the first half, but things are about to change. Vegeta uses the Power Ball, which Goku allows because he also has a trick up his sleeve. They both transform at the same time, Goku becoming a Super Saiyan 3 and Vegeta turning Golden Great Ape. But Goku realizes immediately he only has one chance of victory. When Vegeta punches downward, he dodges it with grace before screaming Dragon Fist. His ki turns into a golden dragon that wraps itself around Great Ape Vegeta, who tries breaking free, but he's unable to before it explodes. Goku, exhausted, raises his arm in victory, but out of the smoke comes Vegeta in a new transformation that mixes his base with the Great Ape form. Goku is in shock. His most powerful attack in Super Saiyan 3 wasn't enough, and that's when Vegeta responds. You call that Super Saiyan 3? And this form far surpasses it in every way. So I think it's safe to call this new transformation Super Saiyan 4. He then knocks out Goku with a punch to the gut, announcing himself as the strongest Saiyan. Goku fades away, having used all his energy for the fight, but he's not angry in the slightest. This actually makes him want to train even harder, in hopes of having another rematch with Vegeta in the afterlife. Our story begins 4 years after Goku's defeat against Vegeta, and just because the Saiyan Prince won does not mean he would slack on his training, though even he would have to stop for his wife's birthday. While getting ready for the party, Beerus awakens after his dream of the Super Saiyan God. He at first heads to the Saiyan who defeated Frieza, which is Goku, but his Super Saiyan 3 was not enough to face the God of Destruction. So he heads to Earth and crashes Bulma's party. But thankfully, since Buu was not revived, we don't have to worry about Beerus not getting his pudding cup. But when the party is over and the food is gone, he would still want to face off against Vegeta, hoping he would put up a better fight than Goku did, being the Saiyan Prince and all. He's reluctant due to past trauma and only accepts so he doesn't anger the God of Destruction. Transforming into Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta definitely packs more of a punch than Goku, moving the god in a way it appears he's being hit, but no damage was actually being done. This display of power would anger Beerus for the sole reason he notices the hesitation in Vegeta's movements. Feeling disrespected, he decides to kill the prince for wasting his time, but Bulma steps in, slapping Beerus, saying no one is about to die on her birthday, especially not her husband. This gets her a backhand, which enrages Vegeta, who screams, "Here's Bulma." Now, if this rage boost could make Super Saiyan 2 stronger than Super Saiyan 3, then the same could apply for Super Saiyan 4, being at the very least equal to the power of initial Super Saiyan God. His outburst of energy kicks off the real battle. They head into the city, and unlike the graceful Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 4 is sheer power. So the shockwaves of his ki shatter all the glasses of the nearby buildings. The fight then goes to the forest, where Vegeta gathers an enormous amount of green ki before unleashing it on Beerus, clearing the area in the process. But out the smoke, Beerus appears with not even a scratch on him. But that does not stop Vegeta's relentless assault, which more than amuses the God of Destruction, viewing him as the strongest mortal he's ever faced thus far. While this is underway, Goku had ordered Kibito Kai to gather the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish for the Super Saiyan God. Porunga, of course, cannot do this, but tells him how to become one, and since 5 Saiyans are needed, he uses the second wish to bring himself back to life so he can assist with the ritual. With 1 wish remaining, Kibito Kai uses it to unfuse. Goku returns at just the right time because Vegeta is kicked into him so hard he reverts to base. Goku announces he knows how to become a Super Saiyan God, which catches Beerus' attention, who allows him to do so. They successfully perform the ritual after finding out Videl is pregnant, and Goku takes Vegeta's place in the battle. But Beerus isn't as amused, saying Goku is only as strong as Vegeta was. That is until he absorbs God Ki into his base and then turns into Super Saiyan, providing a much better fight. This display of power is enough for Beerus to spare the Earth, at least for now, but the arc isn't over yet. With Goku now back in the world of living and having a new transformation on top of that, Vegeta demands a rematch, and Goku responds, "You took the words right out of my mouth." Once everyone is healed, Vegeta powers up to Super Saiyan 4, hoping to clash with the Super Saiyan God, but Goku at this point can't turn into it at will. Thinking he just needs to trigger it, Vegeta charges forward at full power only to be stopped by Goku in his base? This is impossible. He once bested him at Super Saiyan 3. The two start exchanging blows, and it's obvious after a while that they are evenly matched. Vegeta refuses to accept this and fires a full power Final Shine attack. Goku counters with a Kamehameha and the beams clash. With no clear winner in sight, Goku turns into Super Saiyan to give him the needed boost to win the struggle. Vegeta lays on the ground defeated, but Goku is the one who feels like he lost. He explains the God Ki was absorbed into his base, and that this is the reason he was able to keep up with Beerus after reverting back to normal. But he isn't happy with this at all, because he wanted to beat Vegeta with his own power, not something borrowed by others. He's amazed at his rival who's able to reach this level of strength on his own, but Vegeta doesn't want to hear this. He knows to catch up to Goku now, he must also obtain God Ki, so he begins to train under Whis, Goku joining not long after. Things snap into canon with the two pure bloods unlocking Blue and using this to defeat Golden Frieza. The Universe 6 tournament would happen the same, with Vegeta getting his first student and Goku earning his respect with Blue Kaioken. Soon after the tournament, future Trunks arrives in his time machine, explaining he needs help against a foe named Black, who looks exactly like his father. Vegeta is ready to assist a version of his son, but Trunks says he may not be enough. The prince takes this as a challenge and starts a fight. Trunks turns Super Saiyan 2 and Vegeta responds by doing the same. But when Trunks says Black is even stronger than this, Vegeta transforms into Super Saiyan 4, saying this is the power of one who controlled the Golden Great Ape, before blowing him away with ease. But once that's over, a hole tears open in the sky and out comes Vegeta Black. Black is ready to fight in hopes of unlocking more of his new body's power, but Vegeta isn't Goku. He isn't testing his strength. He wants to defeat the foe that's terrorizing his son's timeline, so he jumps straight into Super Saiyan 4. Instead of being an evenly matched fight, this is a straight beatdown. And to make sure the job is done, he readies his Big Bang attack. Black doesn't want to die. Not like this, not before his plan is done. He fires a black Gallic gun, which in comparison is puny to the Big Bang, which pushes back his beam with ease. But just before it hits Black, he unlocks Super Saiyan 2. This doesn't cause him to win the struggle by any means, but he does survive, albeit heavily bruised. He's pulled back to his world by the time ring, saving him from his counterpart's wrath, but he destroys the time machine as he leaves. Amazed by his father's power, he pleads to train under him while Bulma refurbishes Cell's time machine and makes fuel. But he has to decline, saying they need to find Black's key, but he'll do so once he gets back. With Beerus and Whis, he heads over to Universe 10 meeting Zamasu. The two spar and Zamasu is astonished by the power of a mere mortal, which kicks off the time loop. Once ready, they head to the future with confidence they can win, but Black is eagerly waiting to show Vegeta his new form he got after the Zenkai from the last encounter, Super Saiyan Rose. Now, Vegeta wanted to finish this with Super Saiyan 4, but he knows Blue is needed. But even with this godly transformation, he loses. Even Goku can't save the day when Zamasu jumps in to help. So the three retreat. With information on who Black is, they go to present Zamasu and have Beerus Hakai him, thinking that will erase the future version. The three return only to find out this isn't the case and Zamasu is still terrorizing. The only change in this part would be, instead of Goku getting the rage boost from finding his family died, it's Vegeta. But it ends the same with Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, giving Goku and Vegeta time to escape. Beaten and humiliated, the prince isn't about to let this happen for a third time. So after returning to the present, he goes into the time chamber for half a day to find the power needed to defeat Black once and for all. The time chamber explodes from within and out comes Vegeta, ready for round 3. The two would go back to save Trunks and the rematch would begin. Vegeta shows the results of his training by revealing his new transformation, Super Saiyan 4 full power. Black is shocked on how strong he's gotten in such a short amount of time and tries attacking, but his blows don't even faze Vegeta at this point. Black demands to know what happened and Vegeta gladly tells him. This power is only achieved when one mixes God Ki with their Saiyan heritage. Something you, Zamasu, could never hope to do. Now get out of my face, because there can only be one Prince Vegeta. And with that, he wipes Black away. With no Black, Zamasu isn't a threat. Stalling him until Goku gets the correct seal wouldn't be a problem. And with that, The future Trunks saga is over and the timeline is safe. Vegeta coming out of it with a new transformation, appreciation of his family, and his son's respect. Next, we have the Tournament of Power, and after Bola is born, Vegeta has some new motivation to protect his family and would do some last minute training in the time chamber for an hour or a month in there to protect her. Once the tournament comes around, he would bulldoze people in his Super Saiyan 4 power form. Toppo wouldn't stand a chance even in his God of Destruction form. His Hakai attacks being condensed with ease and thrown right back at him with a little extra final shine. This throws the candidate of destruction out of the arena. Dispo, the fastest in the tournament, couldn't keep up and was thrown out before he even knew what happened. Taking out 2 heavy hitters would save energy for the others against Anilaza, making it an easier fight. The only true obstacle now is Jiren. This will be a difficult fight, but the full name of the transformation is Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker. Vegeta breaks his ceiling, shooting his power up higher than ever, impressing all of the gods of destruction and even Jiren. But it still isn't close to the broken transformation of Ultra Instinct, the real MVP of the tournament. Universe 7 wins and Goku admits he can't go Ultra Instinct at will, which upsets Vegeta, who wanted to face off against the form. The fight against Broly would happen the same since he was able to tank Super Saiyan God, and for some reason they didn't use Blue Evolution or Kaioken, so I'm assuming they were saving energy for the long haul. So the concept would stay the same and Blue Gogeta would win the day. And this would end What If Vegeta Regrew His Tail. I didn't cover the moral arc because it's manga only and I mainly followed the anime. Plus, it would be partial spoilers for people who don't read the manga for whatever reason. It sucks I couldn't use Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta versus Broly, but since, like I explained, he bodied Super Saiyan God, it wouldn't have mattered power scaling wise. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this 2-parter, and when more arcs come out, I would love to make a part 3. I had fun writing it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.